Now, notice that the gap is getting wider every year. That's why we went from the one income family. If you guys ever watched the Brady Bunch or Leave It to Beaver, one person working, great house, great cars, great lifestyle. No one's worried about getting laid off. No one's worried about paying the bills. You work for one company your entire life. You get promoted along the way. Eventually, you retire and you got this great pension. That was how it was. And then guess what? It didn't work anymore. And suddenly, we're no longer middle class. Somebody's got to get a part-time job. So now you got somebody working full-time, someone working part-time. That was great. We're back to middle class. But things kept getting more and more expensive. Wages remained flat. That wasn't working. We both need to work full-time. Okay, we're both working full-time. We're back to middle class. Life is good again. But things kept getting more expensive. Wages remained flat until that didn't work anymore. Today, you got mom and dad working full-time. They're driving Uber on the weekends. There's no more hours to give. Up until now, there was always a remedy. There was always an outlet. And the outlet was, hey, we'll just go get a second job. There's no more second. I mean, I'm already working full-time and part-time. There's no more hours to give. Today, you have one of two choices. You got one of three choices. First, you can live in below middle class. You can start to live in, less than middle class, right? You can struggle for survival, not drive the cars you want to drive, not live in the houses you want to live by a strong shot. You're moving toward poverty, and you'll continue to move that direction. Every year it's going to get worse because the gap keeps getting wider. That's one option, to just grovel and I'll just go without. I mean, food's not that important. Heat's not that important. Medical insurance is not that important. Vacations are not that important. Buying gifts is not that important. We'll just live and do without. So that's one option. Another option. Well, I could get a second spouse. Okay. I got two husbands. They're both working full time. I'm working full time. Right. So that's an option. I don't recommend it, but it's an option. Or you're going to have to learn how to make residual income, money that comes in every Friday, whether you work or not. And guys, everything I'm sharing with you, it is well-founded, well-documented, including the number of people that are about to be displaced by AI. I mean, guys, it is alarming, the rate. And people just sticking their head in the sand, doing the cross your finger theory. Warren Buffett's trying to slap you and say, guys, that is not going to get it done. You need to try something new. Try something different. Well, what should I try? Try everything. Try us. If you don't like it, then go try something else. But try something, anything. Because continuing to go the same direction you've been going, it's the definition of insanity. Do the same thing over and over and over again and expect a different result, right? So let me get back to our main PowerPoint. We kind of segued there, but, hopefully you got some value out of that. All right, so back to Warren. Now, let's talk about making money. This guy's, by the way, this is Pastor Guy Taylor here on the screen. So Pastor Guy, by the way, lived in Memphis, Tennessee. He had a lot of health issues, needed a kidney transplant, some of the kind of things. Signed up into our company, went out and told 3 people, got himself some free vacations. He was traveling, having a great time, and people noticed, like, man, the Ritz-Carlton, JW Marriott. I mean, Pastor Guy, did you win the lottery or something? How are you going from one vacation to the next vacation in these unbelievable places? So this travel thing I joined. What travel thing and how do we join? And so the pastor got, 4 people, 2 on the left, 2 on the right that wanted to come do it with him. No big deal. Well, those 4 people were traveling. They were bragging about where they went, bragging about where, how much they paid, right? They posted on social media. When I say brag, they posted on social media. Friends and family said, whoa, 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 whoa. You went where? For what price? And, they signed up a couple people each. So he's got 8 customers over here, 8 customers over here. No big deal. Making $550 a month. Well, then those 8 people were traveling, bragging about where they went, bragging about what they paid, told a couple people each, got 25 customers over here, 25 customers over here. No big deal. Making an extra $1,500 to $2,000 per month. Every one of you could snap your fingers and decide to do the exact same thing. Now, the good pastor's $1,500 to $2,000 a month. But unfortunately, this is where his health issues came back, and the good pastor passed away. Now, when Pastor Guy died, that $1,500 to $2,000 a month check, that check does not die. That check lives on. The only question is who gets it? Does it go to his spouse, his kids, his grandkids, his church? Well, he left it to his granddaughters. Here they are on the screen. This is Gracie. She's 6 years old. This is Ava. She's 4 years old. They're 4 and 6. They're too young to run a business. So the money goes into a trust account and gets invested on their behalf every single month. Well, guess what? Those 25 customers on each side, they were generating that $1,500 to $2,000 a month. They were saving money on travel. They were bragging about where they went, told a couple people each. Next thing you know, the good pastor, even though he had gone to heaven, his team kept growing. His customer base kept growing. He had 63 customers in the left leg, 63 customers in the right leg. The good pastor was now making, $2,100 to $3,000 minimum, and many of our 3-star directors are actually $3,000 to $4,000, right? So he's now somewhere in that $3,000 plus range. Well, from there, those 63 people were traveling, bragging about where they went, told one person each. Now the good pastor is making $4,000 to $5,000 a month. Then they told one person each. The good pastor is making $9,000 to $12,000 a month. Then they told one person each. The good pastor is making $15,000 to $16,000 per month. Then they told one person each. The pastor's about to rank advance again, meaning he's gone from making a couple thousand per month at best to making almost $200,000 a year since he died. And those 2 little girls are going to inherit all that money. Guys, this is what Warren Buffett was talking about. Unless you find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until the day you die. And guys, unfortunately, and I say unfortunately, he's not alone, because we had another story. This is Ludmila. Ludmila was a 3-star director. She was traveling, having a great time. She had a nice little business, making $3,000 a month. Unfortunately, she passed away this past year on us. And when she died, her children inherited that business. And since then, it went from 3-star director, $3,000 a month, to ambassador, $10,000 a month. She went from $3,000 a month to $10,000 a month since she died. She's taking care of her heaven from heaven, taking care of her family from heaven. Who thinks that's a good idea? How about the Bible? It's in the book of Proverbs. A good person's going to leave an inheritance, not just to their children, but to their children's children. And so, guys, this is the model we're bringing. And we're doing it in the largest industry in the world, showing people how to do the one thing they've always dreamed of doing their entire life at a price they never knew was possible. And whoever invited you to be here tonight can take you to their back office, can open up Expedia and our site and go side by side. They can share the getaways, the world tours. I mean, guys, we are doubling in size every year. We're going to do over 100 million in revenue this year. But what's exciting is that most people have not yet heard about us. But that will not always be the case. Today, if you went to any kind of a stadium, any kind of a mall, any kind of a place where there's a mass congregation of people, and you bring a bullhorn with you, and you bring $5,000, and you say, I will give you $5,000 if you can tell me what Travorium is. Who? What? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. How do you even spell that, right? But that will not always be the case. Guys, we are doing this, and we're bringing a new model to travel. I mean, you can probably see where this thing is going over time, and it just continues to get bigger and bigger. But the money is made not in doing it when it's popular. Most of us do things when it's popular. Oh, yeah, I'm buying from Amazon too. Yeah, well, Amazon got started back in the 1990s. You got on board, recently, right? I mean, if you'd have gotten on board in the 1990s about stock, you wouldn't be here listening to me tonight. You'd be a millionaire. If you saw Microsoft, you'd have bought stock. You wouldn't be listening to me. You'd be a millionaire. If you saw Apple computer, you saw the iPhone. If you saw Google, if you saw, again, I could go on and on and on. You wouldn't be sitting here, right? Most of us got involved with whatever it is too late. Here, you're getting involved on the early side, and we can prove that this is the model, prove that this is the trend, and we don't need everybody. If we only get a tiny little fraction of the travel industry, and you are one of the reasons we grow, it will retire you, your kids, and your grandkids for life. I don't mean that you're a millionaire with jet airplanes. I mean that you got, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 a month coming in, meaning I got a great life. I'm not worried about money, got a great house, great cars, no debt, and the money keeps coming in every Friday, no matter what I do. That is available to you right now if you simply say yes. If you say yes to travel, if you say yes to a better life, if you say yes, your life can change. And I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Guys, we're going to be back again tomorrow night, but we're going to be on a different link. So there's this link right here is our corporate link. Tomorrow night we'll be on the my private link, and there's a lot of different leaders that have their own links. I'm going to put it in the chat right now for those of you that might be looking for a Zoom presentation tomorrow night. My private link also happens to be my phone number. So if you guys need to text me, call me, any questions, you guys can always do that. And here is my Zoom link. So my Zoom link and my phone number are the same. So if you want to call me, obviously you text me, call me, or go to Zoom, enter that same phone number. That is my Zoom ID number. And tomorrow night at 5 o'clock California, 8 o'clock East Coast time. So that's an hour earlier than the presentation we did tonight. Tomorrow night at 5 o'clock California, 8 o'clock East Coast time, we'll have another presentation. Guys, you can invite some people to it. Just call up some friends and say, man, I just saw something I'm excited about. It may or may not be for you, but are you open to taking a look? I just saw something I'm excited about. And would you do me a favor? Would you just hop on a short presentation and give me your candid feedback? Would you do that for me? And guys, if you invite, 5, 10, 15 people, you're going to have 3 people sign up. And what happens when you get 3? Well, you're not paying for the membership, right? I mean, you now have, unbelievable vacations, unbelievable saving program, and you went and got 3 people right out of the gate. And then you're going to help them do the same thing. And then you're off to the races, generating some income. So, hey, thank you for being here tonight. Appreciate every single one of you. Have a great evening and God bless. Bye, everybody.